story here may shock you. A journalist was attacked by Antifa protesters in Renton, Washington at a drag queen story hour. That is Katie Daviscourt, a reporter for Rebel News, taking to Twitter saying this: "I was robbed by Antifa today, reporting on a drag queen story hour protest in Renton, Washington. They stole my phone after mobbing me. I lost all my footage, but luckily the police camera tower will have the robbery on file." Thank you to journalist Choe for having my back.
So Katie is with us now, along with the man behind that account. She mentioned Jonathan Choe, who's a senior fellow at the and journalist at Discovery Institute. And we've spoken to Jonathan before about his reporting in Washington. Katie is a new face to the program. We welcome you both. Thanks for coming on today. Katie, let's start with you. Can you walk us through what happened when you came under attack?
Yeah, so I was there to report on a drag queen story hour event, and when I came, I saw about 60 Black Bloc Antifa, and that surprised me because they have been pretty inactive here in Seattle in the past year. So I decided I was going to play it safe and report from the other side of the street. I briefly went over to get a shot of the crowd to include in my report, and they immediately swarmed me with their umbrellas, and I pled with them. I said, listen, I have no plans to stay on this side. I will leave to go to the other side. And as I was trying to cross the street back, that's when one of the Antifa militants came up to me from behind and stole my phone out of my hands and assaulted me in the process.
Just to be clear, how do you know that they are Antifa members?
Because they are in Black Bloc, and I've been covering this beat for about 5 years now, and a lot of them are familiar faces.
Okay, and then you are not an activist. You were a journalist out there simply covering this event. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct. I'm just a journalist trying to share all sides of the story. There was a conservative group that had planned a counter protest to this drag queen story hour event. So I wanted to hear what they had to say, why they were planning this event in the first place. I was hoping to even talk to the owner of the bar, but got there and just immediately swarmed.
All right. So Jonathan, jump in here. Let the viewers know how you are connected to this whole story, because I believe you helped Katie through this.
Yeah, it was absolutely insane. And just to corroborate, Sean, what Katie was saying, you saw that woman in the video draped in that Antifa flag. So no doubt you had Antifa members mingling in that crowd. But the reason why I was there was that I wanted to cover this story because a couple days before this event, this brewery was allegedly hit with some type of BB bullet. We don't know who it was, but police were investigating at the time. So I wanted to go and cover this just to see if anything would happen. And lo and behold, I show up, and then even before I can really hit record and cover this event, I see Katie running towards me saying, Choe, let me use your phone. I just got assaulted and robbed. And I'm like, what? So obviously I let her use my phone, and I start recording her calling 911 at the time. And in the meantime, you have all these Antifa and far left activists, mocking her, and then they realize I'm there, so they start coming after me. So thankfully, a police officer shows up and then advises Katie to file a police report. The Renton Police Headquarters actually is only about a block away. So I followed her until that point and helped her file the police report.
Yeah. Again, a similar situation. You're on the scene. You want to get the facts out to the public who might be interested in what's happening in their communities. Katie, we were showing part of a video. It looked as though you were trying to ask for help or assistance from anyone there who could maybe loan you a phone. Can you walk us through what we're seeing right now?
Yeah, so I've had some scary times in the field before. Antifa can rob me, but after the robbery, I didn't have a phone. I saw no police presence on the ground, and I felt extremely helpless. And so I saw two news reporters there, one with Cairo 7 and one with King 5 News. And what we're seeing right now is I walked up to this King 5 News photographer and said, can I please borrow your phone to call the police? I was just robbed, and they assaulted me in the process. And he denied me and pretty much mocked me in the video and said, well, that's on you and you can call the police. And I go, well, how can I call the police if I don't have a phone? And then he just continues to mock me. So that was one of the moments that I just felt completely helpless.
I know that you mentioned that the police were called or 911 was dialed. What was the response from authorities, and have charges been pressed?
Right. So a police officer came to the scene, and I followed him to the police headquarters. I filed a report, and I was also told by a source later in Renton Police that the city government had told Renton police not to intervene if anything were to happen that day. And if I had known that, I probably wouldn't have showed up in the first place. And so no charges have been filed yet. The attack should be captured on these mobile police cameras that Jonathan posted in one of his clips, and they told me that it should be on file, but the detective taking my report is out sick right now, and so it's really just a waiting game.
Okay. Well, we hope that there's some justice in this case. Jonathan, maybe just your final thoughts overall when it comes to what Katie's been through. Is this something that we've seen before when journalists are just trying to cover the story, at least in that part of the state?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think when it comes to actual national media, the spotlight's not here in Washington State and places like Seattle where there's so much far left activity and journalists are being targeted out here, but it's not just getting the national coverage that it deserves. And really, this was a new low just to see these journalists at other stations not getting Katie's back. There is this unwritten code of conduct that we help each other out in the field whenever anyone's in trouble. I was wondering, whatever happened to human decency? If someone's been assaulted or robbed, at least call 911 on their behalf. And that, to me, was the most stunning part of this day. And I hope this never happens again. Yeah,
Despite what you believe, you have just as much right as they have a right to be there as well. They don't own these areas, and it looked to the video that you were being physically forced out by umbrellas and pushed to the side there for covering the event. Despite what you believe, I've been to these locations like this too, and this is definitely escalating for sure in that area. We appreciate you coming on. Hopefully, if there's any update, bring it to us. Katie Daviscourt, Jonathan Choe, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No crooked establishment.
None of that twisting the truth. No talking down to me.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
Don't tell me how to think.
I trust Newsmax.
Newsmax.
They don't tell me how to think.
They let
me decide.
Newsmax.
Real news
For real people.